His face is 5 polygons. I don't know why he is so low poly. I don't know if his model was made like way before, or that he just had too many objects here that they had to scale him down. He looks interesting, to say the least.
Maybe they just want to make him look like specifically funkier than the other things, or like more angular.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, who knows? He just, like, in stark contrast to Rayman's model, which is quite smooth. Oh well. But this is Reflux, by the way. Like, he's been mutated or something by the Scepter. Don't worry about it.
He's Acid Reflux?
Yes, that's him. But this fight is actually really good, because it actually focuses on you using, like, 2 abilities in tandem. Switching between them every now and then. Like, you gotta use the blue one to get the shield down, and then the red one to kick his ass. And it just feels like a really good fight. I like it a lot.
I see.
Kicking his butt epic style. This one's for the gamers. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep saying gamers so much. It's just such a fun word.
It's just like a tick of yours at this point. Like he has not said anything different differently in like the last like 5 years. It's always gamers.
It's always gamers.
I have letters from him like earlier on in the relationship, and like he'll have like gamers around. Like at one point, when it stopped becoming ironic.
I am what I am, a gamer.
I know what you are.
I know what you are. Such an intimidating sentence.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about in this video, but I'm not segueing very well here, is that okay, so there's this, so something that helps me with like art and like design and stuff is learning like both this concept of like cool undertones, or just kind of like whether with skin tone and stuff, of like if it leans to warm or cold or neutral. Yeah, so most skin tone tends to be on the sector of like around the orange area, right, of the like the color wheel, you know?
Yeah.
And the way it makes sense to me in my head is that if that orange sector, if you have the skin tone in that orange sector and it leans more towards yellow, that's like a more warm skin tone. If you lean in more towards red, that's more cool skin tone, even though they're both technically warm colors. And I think the reason why is because there's yellow, then there's yellow green, and so that's a warmer like sector of green, so it's a bit more on the warm end of stuff. And with red, it goes closer to purple, which is on the cold sector, so that's actually on the colder sector of stuff. And what that has to do with makeup is that in makeup there's this thing, or like also like clothing and stuff, called like cool undertones, warm undertones, neutral undertones. Also olive undertones, but I'm not gonna fuck with that because that's too nebulous a concept.
Okay, undertones basically, right.
Yeah. And like a good trick to figure out like what's your undertone, and by likewise what kind of clothes or makeup works for you, is to check your wrist and look at the vein on your wrist and see what color it is.
Okay.
And yeah. Mark, what color is yours?
It's sort of slightly bluish. It's a little hard to see in this light.
Yeah. Yeah, so if it's bluish, that means you lean more to the cold area. If it's bluish purplish, that means more to the cold area, ergo you're a cool color. And if it's green, greenish around there, that means you're more warm. And stuff.
Huh. And interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so I try to do that. So like I have, like one time I was doing this, commission of like this character whose hair and skin tone was very similar, and it kind of made it like a little bit difficult to like make them readable. But you know, I don't want to like change the skin tone or even necessarily the hair color. So what I did was I had to change the tone of it. So have this like character like skin tone change more to the cool area, and like maybe the hair change more to the warm area. That way, like,
okay. And with tone, you mean something like the hue, like the color?
Hue, yeah.
Right. Okay, cool.
But yeah, so like if I feel like with art of any kind, like also with makeup and fashion, is that like, a lot of times overlap. So if you're a character designer, it's good to look into stuff like that, because it helps like make your human characters a bit more interesting outside of like just giving them wild haircuts like anime bullshit.
Yeah, it's also just with character design in general. Like you can learn a lot from just other art
this is
things.
Gross.
Oh yeah, we're attacking. He injected the scepter into his back, and now we have to destroy it. That's basically what we're doing here. This guy is disgusting. I love him.
Yeah.
This is only the second phase.
Ugh.
This boss goes on for a bit, but it's really fun. I like it a lot. Feels like the big culmination of your adventure. And actually has platforming and fighting in it. I think it's a nice combination.
That is neat.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like the Super Mario Sunshine ending. Like,
Oh, right. With the big hot tub from Bowser.
And going on circles, and you have like hit with the occasional thing that shows up.
Yeah. This one is way more fun, to be honest. I like the Sunshine one, but it's a little janky. Like with the platform, when it breaks apart and you start falling down, and you kind of have to run up that thing, and sometimes you fall through things. But, you know, Sunshine in general is a very janky game, so yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate, with Sunshine, I appreciate what it was trying to do in a lot of ways, but like, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of that probably was best left on the cutting room floor.
I get what you mean.
I do like the environment. I like the fact that it's like very unique, especially in the Mario area, where it's just like all sunny and like vacation resort themed. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, no, the themes and the vibes are on point in Sunshine, like, definitely. That is some good stuff. So I'm trying to look for a very special little secret here. I hope I can find it. I think it's sort of a leap of faith. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Check this out. Last gem of the game. And now I have to sort of glitch my way back up there, because there's like this hole that I have to use. It's, well, you'll see. I don't know if I got it on the first try, but like there's... You don't fit through that technically. But I have to, because otherwise there's no way to get back up there. It might take me a couple tries.
Why did they design the secret like this then?
I don't know. I'm assuming this was very late into development and they were like, no time to test, just go. If one player can make it back up there, we're good. If it doesn't soft lock itself. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Well, it's very forgiving at least, so it's not like timed. That's nice.
Oh yeah, for sure. There was a timer here. That will be not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to Mario. That reminds me of like this one. Both in like Mario Galaxy and 64, is that like there's a little leap of faith in like I think Swamp Galaxy or something like that, and also like another I believe in another Galaxy area like with Honey Hive or something. Is that like it's a bit on the edge of like the world, so if you just like jump on the like side of it, you get like a free 1-up.
Hey, I see. It's always nice when exploring and stuff is rewarded. That reminds me of Yooka-Laylee, a game that does not do exploration well. It's
what,
just...
You don't want to explore like big abandoned empty warehouse and wild that has nothing in it. Like
first of all, it's called liminal space. That's why it's cool.
That's not what liminal space is. I'm pretty sure it is. That's just called living in the Midwest. That's just called living in the Midwest rural area.
Look at this son of a bitch. Here we go. Get his ass. What was I gonna say? Right, Yooka-Laylee, like you can jump on the geometry of the level and you can just cheese a lot of challenges, and it does not feel intentional at all. It probably isn't intentional. I don't know why they programmed collision for like a lot of these parts. And you can just get up to anything. Oh my god, I love the colors of the background here. Oh my god, I love the wings. Oh my god, I love this fight. Oh my god, I love this game.
You dork.
Time for the last phase. We're almost there.
You whale penis.
My what?
You whale penis, that's what I said.
What do you mean I will penis? That's foreboding.
No, whale. The animal whale.
What does that have to do with anything?
Dork means whale penis. That's what the original terminology meant.
For real? I had no idea.
Yes.
That's crazy. I'm learning things.
Yeah. That's what the series is all about, being educational.
Oh my god. So just like, first of all, like, doesn't that make dork a compliment because a whale penis must be enormous?
Actually, like, fun fact I've heard about it, and, like, I don't know if this is entirely true, I got from a time of post, so take it with a grain of salt, is that apparently, like, whale penises were, like, you know, gigantic, and so, like, people thought, ancient people, oh, not ancient, I don't know, medieval, whatever, people thought that, like, they were tentacles of, like, this, like, sea monster and everything.
Oh god, terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know which is worse, a giant tentacle or just a massive whale penis about to wreck your ship.
Apparently one of the reasons why the ocean is so salty is because of whale sperm.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah. I didn't need to know that. Goodness gracious. And second thing I wanted to say was this place is so cool, and it's never quite explained what it is. It's sort of like you enter this weird realm of this god from the Knaran, like those people from the caves that we were at before. Meanwhile, like Reflux, the bad guy, is like getting so many weird powers, and now he's like spitting out a bunch of hoodlums. It's just crazy, like this last segment of the game, and I kind of love that they don't explain a whole lot of it. It's really just like the vibes. Look at this place. There's eyeballs on flowers. There's stars in the sky. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was liking when like fantasy stuff like always has like a little bit of the magic or the world not really explained. Like, why is this happening? I have no idea. Figure it out.
It speaks to the imagination. It's fun.
Yeah, it adds to the whimsy or like I don't know. It's like I don't know. I think a part of like life that's fun is just going out and exploring and just seeing like new stuff. At least for me. Like so like I think with shit like that it's yeah, so like I kinda wanna reflect that in like fantasy and shit.
Fantasy's pretty epic.
You did that first? Oh, it did.
It's just spitting out some creatures from his back, it's fine. It's just a medical condition. Don't bully him.
Is it better or worse that the fact that like the thing spitting out from his back is never from the boils?
It's just, don't worry about it. I just imagine like cutting open those boils and just a whole bunch of like goop coming out. Ah, fun. Isn't that fun imagery, viewers? Isn't that nice that I just vocalized that idea that I had in my head about something disgusting and now everybody is picturing it? Isn't that great? I love communication. I love words.
I think I can think of like something that's like a little bit more terrifying, like that can distract from that if you want to hear it.
Yes. What is it?
Okay, so like back to whales and everything. A blue whale is fucking gigantic. It's so big that there's like this at some museum, I don't remember which one. There's like this model of like a blue whale's heart, and like kids can run through its like ventricles.
Oh, that's so cool. They're like they're like real life kaiju.
Sure. Okay. Whatever you say, dear. Oh, another interesting thing about like sea creatures and stuff that's not necessarily whales is there's like as far as mythical creatures and cryptids go, a lot of times like their basis in like mythical creatures is that it's some degree of like kind of real life like oddity that the ancient people like could not really explain very well, or like that's what it's theorized at least.
Yes.
For instance, like I think with Cyclopses, people kind of thought, and like ancient Greeks that haven't seen an elephant, thought that that like a pygmy what's the big like woolly mammoth, that's it. A pygmy mammoth.
Yeah.
A pygmy mammoth's like skull was like that of a cyclops because it had like this giant hole in the middle. So they thought like, oh, that must be for the eye or something. That's what the theorized is, at least. Other parts of like where giants come from is that like if you stand a bear skeleton straight up, it kind of looks like a human skeleton. So like, and bears are big, so they're like 8 feet tall at least. And also people, I believe this is also a thing that like people in history were also shorter than we are now. For whatever reason.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I don't know. Imagine like people who are the size of me, like 5 feet tall, probably shorter. Back in ancient Greek, I would have fucking ruled. I would have been a giant among them.
I think you still would have been very small. I have been to like this little harbor town that used to be outside of Rome. That used to be a harbor town because the sea actually moved, so it's no longer next to the sea. It's just like in the land. And you had like ruins and stuff there, like some doorposts, if I recall correctly, and I could walk through them. So, I don't know what this says about your theory.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, hell yeah, we got this guy. Look at him. He turns into a crystal for some reason, and then explodes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And there's this son of a bitch, Andre the Black Llama, the first one. And now we have the power to kill him. I almost feel bad for him. He actually cries out for Glowbox to help him.
Why do we need to kill him again?
He's evil.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry about it. Don't question his morals.
Okay.
We don't talk to them, okay? We just kill them. You don't need to know their whole backstory.
Disgusting.
Maybe they're justified, maybe they're not. It's fine.
Disgusting black creatures.
Get a closer look at that snout. Bye-bye.
Yeah. I do wonder about some of the design choices with the black llama here, but like, not today.
There's oh, look at that. It's a funny thing. I think I kicked that one at the beginning of the game. And now we're about to flatten him. About.
Oh, not our problem.
This is cute. Like the game, it just goes back to the very start where they were just sleeping under this tree. And now everything's a little different.
Yeah. Oh, back.
What's the matter, Glowbox?
Yeah.
It's Andy. I miss him.
Hmm?
Do you want the dialogue play for a little bit?
You know,
Yeah, I'll just let the dialogue play for a little bit. But I think most people who have seen this will already know about Rayman 3, or they should play it if they haven't already. Or just look up the ending. But you're watching a Let's Play with dialogue, like from people playing it, so you're, you know, like, obviously, we're gonna be talking. People can find this stuff, it's no problem.
Okay, so we've officially not let the dialogue play, because Mark talked over the entire thing. Oh, there's like 4 moons.
No, actually, it shows that there's a flashback. It moves the moons back a little bit. Because it's about to show how... well, let me not spoil that. It's a little funny thing. Rayman's hands go on a little journey.
I love that game.
Glover, yeah! That reminds me, I once gave my friend Doug Duckington a copy of Glover. I just saw it at a thrift store, and I thought like, hey, he likes Glover, I think. I'll give him a copy of Glover, even though he doesn't have an N64. So now he just has that.
I think I appreciate that.
Yeah. But look at this. And that's how Andre was created.
So, like, we're actually at fault here.
Yes, Rayman's hands were sleepwalking, and that's how he created Andre. That's basically the theory of what that ending means. Some people actually think that it means that they made Andre again, like that the ending is that the story loops. Like, oh well, by accident in his dreams, like Rayman created another Andre, but it doesn't seem to really mesh with any of the other games. There's no Rayman lore canon. It's whatever. Make up your own theories about that stuff. But because the moon moves to the left, I always figured that it was a flashback.
Right.
And that's Rayman 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Personally, I like it. Well, I was thinking like the concept of death of the author, and stuff like that, because like I feel like a lot of times fandoms kind of rely too much on like, I don't know, the author said this, the author said that. Being the FNAF fan base, it's exhausting. It's just like, Scott Cawthon said this about like Freddy's like left hand like 5 years ago on this one Reddit like reply, and ergo like anything you have to say about that is dumb. So like I don't know, I kind of appreciate when there's a bit more ambiguity and stuff now, and like the creators
Yeah.
also don't clear answer it.
There was this whole thing with Rayman Origins too, because, well, Rayman Origins is a game called Rayman Origins, so you would expect it to be about Rayman's beginnings, but it's actually not. It just takes place like after, because they completely rushed the story. It was going to be like an episodic little game. I'll just be showcasing like some of the extras in the menu. But it turns out it was just like the next game in the story, I guess, if there's even a continuing lore thing happening at all. And there's this moment where one of the bad guys, like one of the teensies, turns out to be evil, and he like tears the star off his hat, and then he kind of looks like Mr. Dark, who was the villain from the first game. But also there's posters in his lair that sort of suggest that he's just a fan of Mr. Dark. And then somebody, like one of the developers, had to clarify on Facebook, like what the hell that ending even meant. Yeah, there's fun little mini games. These are very fun. You actually get to play as one of the bosses, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you unlock these by getting a bunch of points. So points do matter a lot actually in this game. You get a whole bunch of extra fun.
Yeah. Well, I like to your point about like the ending having to be explained. Like I don't know. I feel like part of the fun is like coming up with your own endings. I think with media analysis and stuff. Even if the circumstance and like all the weird details are kind of like weird or insane. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it can be.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have anything else you want to say on like that?
On like media analysis and stuff? Not really. I don't tend to.
Well, I mean, like specifically the Rayman ending you're talking about.
Oh, Rayman ending. No, the rest of the endings like are all pretty clear. It's just that the interconnecting stuff is non-existent. There's just almost nothing tying these games together. And that's kind of fun, in a way, because there's a lot open to interpretation, and you can just think about, oh, what happened between Rayman 2 and Rayman 3? How do these characters connect? Would the villains ever meet up or come back or something? But no, other than that, there's so little continuity in the Rayman series that it kind of makes me sad, because I even when SpongeBob did it back in the day, I was a little sad. Like, oh, why did they just reset after each episode, or why do they establish one thing in the past of these characters and then later just completely retcon it like several times? It's just silly. Like I don't like it, because as a longtime fan, I just wish you were sort of like rewarded in a way for watching all of it, and just not that everything is overwritten, that everything you liked about it, this just doesn't mean anything, that they could just take that away at any second. I don't know, I find that uninteresting. I don't like that very much.
Yeah, I also think, and bringing the SpongeBob example, I do think it's neat whenever they do like add an element and it actually stays. Like later seasons there's an episode where like Plankton gets a pet, and that pet Spot like shows up in later episodes too, and he's still around. Like, I love
that is fun. I love that. That's really cool. It was even in the one of those games. The flipping. Sorry, what did you say?
I said the new game. That's all I said.
The new game. Yeah, I forgot the name. I remember liking it, but I forgot the game right now. It has escaped my mind. Also, this is one of my favorite mini games where you just have to guide a rocket through a very long course. I think I can pull it off. I still remember. I still have the muscle memory to guide this rocket exactly through each lane.
So whose butthole are we in right now?
Thank you for watching Rayman 3. No, we still got a little bit to go. Okay. Gosh, yeah. Do we have any closing comments? I love this game, and I really loved revisiting it with you.
I do want to bring up like just to finish something I was talking about earlier with the myths and like how they could be like based on real thing. A belief that people have now is that with the Kraken myth, is that the basis in reality it had is that like very old texts of like Krakens, is that it's very described very similar to that of a giant squid, and that we do have proof that existing. So it's one of the few cryptids that you can say like exist, because like that we have scientific proof that giant squid exists, and I just think it's really cool.
That is really cool. I love giant squids. They're so creepy, like when you see pictures of them, and they're not even supposed to come to the surface ever. Like they're just supposed to be very deep dwelling creatures. And but they're also not as big as in, the stories or in the movies and whatnot. Like they are big, they're enormous creatures, but they are not, the size of a building.
Yeah, chances are that with medieval times or like pirate times, I don't know, whatever time, people saw like giant squids. It might have been like their corpses like washing up the shore or something like that. If I assume.
That's likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's Rayman 3.
That's Rayman 3.
Any closing thoughts?
Man, I can't wait for Rayman 4.
I'm gonna cry. This sucks.
These like rabbit spin-off games are really fun. Like, I wonder why they didn't do anything else with them.
And now even the Rabbit series is dead. Oh boy.
It is?
That's for real. All the people, a bunch of people left from the studio that worked on Mario and Rabbids. So that's weird. And also we haven't had any of like the mini game focused games in a long time. So I guess the Rabbids just aren't really getting anything major anymore. Weird, right?
That's weird. I would have thought like Sparks of Hope would have at least done decently.
No, it underperformed, unfortunately, because Ubisoft sets the expectations way too high for anything. And also, toxic working conditions, the list goes on.
I expected $1 million, and all you gave me was $999,000. Like, what the fuck? You're all fired.
The games industry is fucked. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it.
Let us be reminded to you all, like, leave you off with this note. Everything you love will die and perish, and you'll be gone forever. And you just have to live with it.
Yep.
Alright, bye everyone.
Bye everyone. But we'll always have Rayman 3. See ya.
You always have the memories. No one's gonna take that away from you.
True. I love you.
I love you too.
Poggers.